Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. You know how I keep saying that you should make quick saves because sometimes it crashes? Well, I didn't make a quick save, and it crashed. So, we have to do this again. That's exciting. And apparently it didn't autosave at any point, which is a little odd. But it looks like, we're gonna have to do this launch again. So, here I have our vehicle currently being launched via MechJeb. Hopefully we don't impact these this time again. Oof. We did, but I think it blew itself up without blowing up anything important. Okay, so MechJeb is just going to get us into orbit here, and then we're going to just do a MechJeb maneuver to get back to the moon real fast. And we should be able to get caught up really, really quick. Theoretically. I'm not too concerned about our monopropellant. We've got plenty of monopropellant. We've got plenty of Delta V. We just got to get there. Okay, let's just double check here that that didn't blow up anything important. I think it just blew itself up, and that's it. Like, I'm 95% certain that that's all that happened. So we're good. Thanks, MechJeb. Should probably move that to a different stage so that we don't have that happening. Like, just moving it up here and then manually firing it once we get into space. That's probably fine. Okay. So this thing should get us to lunar orbit and on a descent trajectory. That'll be fine. MechJeb just about has us into orbit now. We need another 150 Delta V here to get there. That will not be too words. Apparently I can't speak today, so that's, you know, definitely good when you're playing video games on YouTube. It's good to not be able to speak. That helps. At least that's what I've heard. Okay, so there's that maneuver done. There we go. And we're going to just go ahead and do a MechJeb maneuver here to home and transfer to target. We're going to set our target as the moon. Set as target. Create node. We're not going to execute the node just yet because MechJeb likes to have it be kind of a impact course. Okay, where is our flag at? Right here. Okay, that's not too bad. So let's go ahead and have our periapsis be quite a lot lower than it was last time. Right around 40 kilometers will be good. Right about there. That's excellent. And we'll execute that node. And off we go to the moon. Ish. RCS can turn off now. We'll toggle it back on as we get closer to the maneuver node. So that we can then very easily stop. Right around the time that it starts. There we go. That's what we want. Okay. MechJeb is handling the time warp. That's fantastic. So this is going to burn about 800 meters per second. It's a similar burn to the one that I did last time, but it's a lot more efficient. Because I couldn't be bothered to try to find the most efficient point. Maybe I should have just used MechJeb, but we had a burn. Yeah, see, this time the moon comes out right away. It's a much more efficient burn. Moon pops out. Time to start your burn. So we're going to have about a 1 minute burn here, burning off another 600 Delta V. Our thrust to weight is actually almost up to 1.0. Probably because we're starting to run out of fuel for our maneuvering stage, but that's fine. Once we get into this, I'm going to go ahead and save because it was on the time warp into the moon that the game crashed last time. So we'll go ahead and make a quick save once this burn is finished so that I don't have to do this again. That would be obnoxious. Here in another 20 seconds or so, this burn will be over. We've got another minute and a half of burn here, so we have lots and lots of fuel. Of course, we have 7.5 minutes of burn from these tanks. It's kind of extreme. But we'll be fine. It'll be great. Trust me, it'll be great. This design will get us to Minmus and beyond, honestly. This design would... I mean, we could maybe toss a little extra fuel in here and get to Duna or something, maybe. I'd have to look at Delta V charts. But it'd be pretty close. Okay, let's go ahead and save. There we go. Quick save. Fantastic. Ooh. MechJeb failed a little bit there. Let's go ahead and do a slight corrective burn. There we go. Good enough. Which way are we coming in? We are leaving over here, so we want to warp to be right about here. This is where it crashed before. Hopefully it doesn't. That would suck. So far so good. It was already crashed by now last time, so I don't think it's going to. Okay, we are now officially properly where we want to be. Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and turn RCS off for the moment, because RCS is probably what caused us to miss so substantially there. And let's just do a circularization maneuver at the next periapsis. Nice and easy. Create and execute. There we go. We'll turn RCS back on momentarily just to get us headed that way. But I don't want it to affect our orbit too much. So we're going to rely mostly on our reaction wheel here. And then once we get over here, I'm going to just kind of cheese it to freeze our rotation. Right about now. There we go. Freeze the rotation. Now MechJeb takes over the time warp. And then we will do our burn right up here. And then we'll need to decide where we want to land. Like I said, a different biome from where we landed before, which was here. So we're probably going to want to land like somewhere over here or in this crater maybe. I kind of like over here. I usually land in craters. I mean, there's craters everywhere, but I usually land in the big craters, but I wouldn't mind landing over here for once. And it's nice and dayside, which is also convenient. Okay, so once this maneuver here finishes up, which it just about has, there we go, we will be able to set ourselves up a bomb, and by that, of course, I mean a burn, right about here. We're going to burn retrograde. Not that much retrograde. That's too much retrograde. We're going to burn about that much retrograde or so. Don't really want to land in this tiny little crater. Maybe overshoot it a little bit and burn like that. I like that. That'll just about entirely cut our horizontal velocity. So we'll go ahead and execute that node, and we're still actually going to have about 200 meters per second in the tank on this thing to use for braking. So that'll be nice. After this maneuver, I'll probably make another quick save, because I'm now paranoid, because I had to repeat that launch. That was a bit unfortunate. But it'll be fine. Let's see. Go ahead and warp up. There we go. Now MechJeb's handling it. Next node in 27 minutes. That won't be too long. Of course, we're orbiting pretty low, so our fastest time warp is 100x. But that's okay. Okay, we're going to need to... We've already got our vessel open here, looks like. Yep, we've got surface and vessel, so we're good to go there. Okay. We are going to be landing here, which will be in the Midland craters. That'll be nice. I don't think I have ever landed in the Midland craters before, although now we're technically over the lowlands, which, that's cool. I'm not sure I've ever landed in the lowlands before either. Like I said, I pretty much always target the craters, for whatever reason. We should end up landing a unmanned science station out here that can do this science data from surface of the moon. We should do that soon-ish. Okay, what is our current horizontal speed? 12 meters per second. So let's go into horizontal velocity down. And let's just do a teeny tiny little burn and get that horizontal speed down to basically nil. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are now in the millimeters per second range. It is declining just naturally, so we'll just leave it like that. And we're going to go to surface velocity minus. There we go. Now, that'll be basically straight up. We don't need to do any horizontal velocity tweaks for a while, because our horizontal speed is so low. So our suicide burn distance is currently 30 kilometers. So looks like we can break in about 5,000 kilometers for a suicide burn. That's not too bad. But we're just going to keep going down. We do have this extra 200 meters per second in this tank, and we are going to use that to combat gravity. We should go ahead and extend our landing struts, so just want to check to make sure they're all there, and none of them were the things that blew up. They were not. Excellent. Okay. So we are on our way down. Our horizontal speed is descending very quickly. It's just about at 0, and now it's going up. Excellent. Not so excellent, but it's okay. We should be in surface mode. Our our horizontal speed will go down from burning surface velocity, but it'll mostly be vertical speed. But that's okay, we're currently moving at like 200 meters per second down. So we may want to burn off this tank once our suicide burn distance reaches about 10 kilometers. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Okay, we'll burn this thing off now. Just make sure to brake as much as we can here. Get this delta V out of there. And we are out. We'll go ahead and detach that. And now we're free. We're currently moving at about 0.6 meters per second horizontally, which is a bit unfortunate, but we're fine. Hey look, autosave. That would have been nice. So our suicide burn distance is currently about 3 kilometers. We will wait until that's about 500 meters before we start our actual suicide burn, I think. So we're currently down to 1,500 kilometers. 1 kilometer. Okay, we're burning now. There we go. We can see the shadow for this guy. Can we see our shadow yet? Looks like not quite yet. Okay. I'll be comfortable burning, or rather stopping this burn once we reach about 100 meters per second left here. There we go. So now we're going to go for 100 meters for our suicide burn. Now. Okay. We now see our shadow. I'll now do it manually. So far, so good. 20 meters, 15 meters per second, 10 meters per second, 5 meters per second. Okay. And we want to be declining a little bit here as we go down. About 6 meters per second is the target impact rate, or target impact speed. Okay. We bounced a little bit, but we're good. We are landed. Okay, this is landed at the moon's lowlands, so it looks like we don't have any science from here at all. Fantastic. Looking up here, we can see the sun is there. We will not see Kerbal unless we can see through the ground like that. That's exciting. Kerbal, of course, is on the exact other side of the moon from us right now. Interestingly, it's not currently showing us here. Unless... Oh, no, we're right here. It just blends in very, very well. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our crew report. 5 data collected. Let's grab our temperature scan, atmospheric pressure scan, and a mystery goo observation. We'll grab a second one as well, just in case. And we'll grab our materials study. There we go. Valentina can go ahead and hop out. We'll grab an EVA report and a surface sample. And we will let go of this, turn on RCS, and just slowly and gently waft to the ground. Excellent. And off we go. This is going to be a bit of a tumble for Valentina probably when we land. I'm just trying to head out over this way and plant a flag in a kind of safe location. This looks okay down here. We're going to go ahead and start braking. There we go. That was actually a surprisingly nice flight. I guess I'm getting better at this. We'll plant our flag. Okay. Site name. Valentina was here. Plaque text. This place is better than... It's an A because it's a comparison. This place is better than Jeb's place. There we go. Good job, Valentina. Okay. Turn your RCS back on. Valentina? There you go. And off we go. Okay, that's plenty of speed forward. We'll just need to maintain our altitude a bit here and actually go up since we're uphill. There we go. We'll need to start braking here pretty soon, or else she's going to go for another tumble. Okay, there we go. We're going to take off again here real fast. And we are just going to... No! Okay. Grab! Valentina does not like to grab. Come on, Valentina. Grab, Valentina. Oh, oh. Yep. Yep. You're bad at this, Valentina. Well, for one thing, that's not where the hatch is. So that's my fault. The hatch is over on this side. Come on, Valentina. There you go. She's much better at it when we're trying to grab a place with an actual ladder, as opposed to a place with a solar panel. Ugh. That's entirely my fault. And I was blaming poor Valentina. Okay, so we're going to do up for Smart ASS. Off we go. We're going to raise our apoapsis to be about 10K. While we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and find where 90 degrees is on here. Found it. Okay, so we're going to be going over to the left, which is a little strange. We're going to go ahead and retract our landing strut. Not that it matters, but I'm kind of OCD that way. Okay, we are just about to 10k. Might as well start switching over this way. Okay, and now let's just do horizontal velocity up. There we go. And now we just keep on doing this until we're in orbit, pretty much. It won't be too much longer. We have tons of fuel. Like, this is so much overkill, it is not even funny. We could do another landing if we wanted, and probably a third. That'd be a little silly, though. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to send Valentina home. We did succeed in our plant flag contract, so that paid for this thing on its own, and then once we return home, we will get the science data from Surface of the Moon contract done. Like I said, we should put a permanent science facility on the moon. But as of right now, that's going to be a future project. For now, we're just trying to get Valentina on home. Our apoapsis is increasing right now, but that's fine. We don't care about this being an elliptical orbit. In fact, it's probably better if it's an elliptical orbit. We don't necessarily want it to be a circular orbit, because we need to escape the moon's gravitational grasp. That's the goal. However, it's starting to become quite elliptical as of right now. Okay, I mean, we're now technically in orbit. I'm going to go ahead and just hold here for a moment. Our periapsis is quite low, and we would potentially have an issue there. So let's go ahead and do a circularization maneuver at the next apoapsis. Create and execute. Create and execute. There we go. Okay, that'll only take 45 meters per second. That's not too bad. Fantastic. And now MechJeb will start up the warp. And let's see what MechJeb comes up with for return from a moon. Sometimes that can come up with some wacky things, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe I just don't know how to work that particular maneuver, but I mean, I'm usually able to come up with a better return from the moon than MechJeb is. But we'll use MechJebs as a starting point. But that's the reason why we're actually circularizing here, because it prefers a circularized orbit. So we have so much delta V, we don't need to worry about it. There we go. And now we want to return from a moon. Approximate final periapsis of 100 kilometers is fine. We'll create the node and see what it comes up with. Yeah, about that. That approximate final periapsis is very approximate. Let's see, we want retrograde, looks like. That'll be good. Go ahead and execute that. That'll be 242 meters per second to get home. Now, with our final periapsis being at 40 kilometers, it will take probably 2 aerobraking passes, but we're going to make some tweaks to that on the way home. We're going to be doing some fun orbits. You know how I like that radial and retrograde burn. We're going to be doing some of that. So we're going to get this burn done, and then go ahead and warp directly into the gravitational control of Kerbal. That'll be nice to get away from this horrid moon. Valentina hates this moon. It doesn't even taste like mint. It's just disgusting tasting. It just tastes like dirt. Absolutely horrible. Minmus is the place to be. Unfortunately for Valentina, it has worked out in such a way that Jeb is going to be the first one to land on Minmus. Unless we just bring Valentina and just ignore the XP. We could do that. Valentina would very much like that, to be sure. Okay, 0 meters per second. We are out of here. So we're going to go ahead and warp to the moon escape. About an hour and a half. And there we are. Time warp complete. Let's see, which way are we going? We are 1 day from the apoapsis, so we are already falling. So let's go ahead and, well, first off, focus Kerbal. And right around here, we are going to do a bit of a radial burn and a bit of a retrograde burn. Actually, that might be anti-radial. I don't know. We're going to be doing this burn. Okay, that's too much. Too much. We'll keep twisting this orbit. We have like 2,000 delta V. So this will be fine. KSC is this way, but Kerbal is rotating this way, I'm reasonably certain. But yeah, this will be a fine re-entry. So we'll go ahead and execute this node. However, we are past our time, so I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we will return Valentina and set Jeb off, well, maybe Valentina off, to Minmus. See you all then.